English Sing-Sing. Job. Whose tools are these? Artist. Artist. Where do you work in? I work in a studio. Studio. Whose tools are these? Carpenter. Carpenter. Where do you work in?
I work in a carpenter's shop.
Carpenter shop. Whose tools are these? Cook. Cook. Where do you work in?
I work in a restaurant.
Restaurant. Whose tools are these? Doctor. Doctor. Where do you work in? I work in a hospital. Hospital. Whose tools are these? Engineer. Engineer. Where do you work in? I work in a factory. Factory. Whose tools are these? Farmer. Farmer. Where do you work in?
I work in a farm.
Farm. Whose tools are these? Firefighter. Firefighter. Where do you work in? I work in a fire station. Fire station. Whose tools are these? Hairdresser. Hairdresser. Where do you work in?
I work in a salon.
Salon. Whose tools are these? Pilot. Pilot. Where do you work in?
I work in an airplane.
Airplane. Whose tools are these? Police officer. Police officer. Where do you work in? I work in a police station. Police station. Whose tools are these? Scientist. Scientist. Where do you work in? I work in a science lab. Science lab. Whose tools are these? Singer. Singer. Where do you work in?
I work in a broadcasting station.
Broadcasting station. Whose tools are these? Teacher. Teacher. Where do you work in?
I work in a school.
School. Whose tools are these? Vet. Vet. Where do you work in? I work in an animal hospital. Animal hospital.
Review.
Artist. Carpenter. Cook. Doctor. Engineer. Farmer. Firefighter. Hairdresser. Pilot. Police officer. Scientist. Singer. Teacher. Vet.